You're 25%.
It was Skip, the inconsistency is what's so frustrating. How does AD in 2 wins gets 47 shots and in 2 losses get 18? I mean, think about it. AD has, in 2 losses, has 18 shots. He took 14 the game before in the first quarter. I just don't. I don't know what you're holding back. Everybody knows. Look, you're gonna run the same thing. I mean, you're not getting away from what you're doing. What team's gonna do? Try to build a wall, keep LeBron at the paint, make other guys beat him. Danny Green, at some point in time, you have to make a shot. KCP, Caruso, Dion, JR, you're going to have to make shots. As simple as that.
Dion, to his credit, did heat up late. I don't know if you're still watching at that point.
I watched a little bit. It was too late there. But I watched a lot of hit side of the backboard on 3-point attempts from a lot of different people. And Skip, Caruso, maybe it's the pressure or the expectation because now he's first off the bench because it used to be Rondo. But he's turned into a turnover machine and a fouling machine.
Now, he will give you every last ounce. He'll play hard.
Yeah.
He'll dive.
But when did he turn into Jack Haley? When did he turn into the hatchet guy just fouling people left and right? He gets 4 or 5 fouls with the quickness.
He can hack.
I'm like, dude. But Skip, this was an awful performance. There ain't no way, I'm not going to say, well, hey, they didn't care, wait till the playoffs. No. You can't play like that. You can't have this kind of ebb. Skip, if you playing hard, and you lose a game, that happens. Ain't nobody expecting, to go 82-0 or you go 8-0 in the bubble. Teams are playing hard because a lot of teams have a lot of different things. They can move their seeding. You can get into the playoffs or you can slide up. But what they've gotten, and the Lakers, even though they've won 2 games, Skip, they haven't really played that well.
Agreed.
AD has played well in 2 games.
Yep.
But that's about it. Nobody else should be writing home and like, oh, Mom, look what I did. You're like, Skip, when you're at summer camp, you're like, hey, we're having a great time, Bob. Everything is going. So, this ain't nothing to write home about here. This was awful.
It was. So when the game ended, I thought, should I give your team a break? Because they did clinch the game before against Utah. And I told you, they just own Utah. They like to play against Utah. They like the matchups. AD likes to just humiliate and annihilate the former Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. But Shannon, did you see championship DNA last night?
I did not.
Did you see a bubble commitment to doing whatever it takes to go win this sprint to the finish? Are they preparing for that? If they had come out and played a quarter or 2 hard and then said, you know what, we got to turn right around and play the Rockets tomorrow night, which is tonight.
Right.
6 this time at 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern.
Yep. I'd say, okay, you gave me a flash, but from the first dribble, they were not into it, except for Caruso, and he's too into it. Like he's just flying around bashing everybody. Okay, so the big problem right now is can't make a shot. Anthony Davis said after the game, one of these nights we're going to hit 20 or 25 threes, and they well might. But Shannon.
When?
I'm looking at the whole year's regular season stats, the pre-pandemic stats plus the bubble stats. What are we seeing? They're still 23rd in three-point shooting. So they never were great in shooting.
No.
They were way below average already.
Correct.
And by the way, this can get you bite you in the playoffs. They're 28th in free throw shooting.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've never been great at either one of them. In fact, they've been way, way, way below average. They've been bad at free throws and pretty bad at three-point shooting. So
bad combination.
It's a bad combination, and that hasn't just suddenly happened in the bubble. That was happening consistently all year. And I kept telling you, the one big win that they did have over the Clippers, Avery Bradley got a rare hot hand. He's a pretty good three-point shooter, and they do miss him. He's a more dependable clutch three-point shooter, a pressure shooter, because he's been to battle on the biggest stages in the biggest moments. And you don't have him because he elected to opt out, obviously. So he's not going to be there for you. And in that one game, the third game against the Clippers, he made 6 threes, and he made 4 in the third quarter when you just took off and you never looked back, and LeBron did help close the game, but LeBron didn't score in that third quarter. So I'm looking at this saying, well, can you suddenly just flip a switch and heat back up from 3? I'm not sure you can do that. Now we're back to the story.
Well, they really never heated up as you gave the stats.
Yeah, I know.
They was never been like,
no. They're not that team. So I ask you about a story that we did a couple of days back. It has come clear that LeBron and AD have said no to shoot-arounds, which are a historical tradition in the NBA. You get up on game day morning, and you get your butt out of bed, and if you're in the road city, which you know, obviously you have to go get on the bus and ride 20, 30 minutes sometimes to the arena to get some shots up, to go over a walk-through game plan. This is how we're going to defend, whatever we're going to do. This is a nuance to offense with little
wrinkles.
Little wrinkles that you got to put in and you install in the shoot-around. Okay, is it time for LeBron to say, enough of this? I'm going to get my butt out of bed, because the ride in the bubble to the arena, it's 5 minutes.
It's a walk, probably.
Yeah, you could probably, if you really wanted to, you could walk to the arena. So I don't think it's too much to ask your two superstars to say, you know what? If nothing else, let's change our luck. You know, let's just go and let's get up some shots in the morning. And maybe it'll help us in the evening. Because LeBron keeps changing his shoes. I don't know if you noticed again last night. He came out in the purple, and then he went purple gold at halftime. I guess to change it, he said they were slippery or whatever, but I think he's just trying to change his luck. As he did the other day against Toronto, I believe.
He had the red ones on. I think he came
in the fourth quarter. He came with the fluorescent, whatever they are, the new ones that have not been released yet, right? Okay, so the point is, I think they need to shoot around, if nothing else for their own psyches, because, as you know, these things go contagious good or contagious bad. Right now it's going contagious worst. Right? Because they just can't buy a three, and AD and LeBron combined last night to go 0 for 8 from 3, right? Okay, that won't work. So I think it's incumbent upon those two leaders to say, let's go back to doing what we've always done in our career. Let's get our big butts out of bed and go. That's what I would.
Well, Skip, I'm with you on this one. I just believe it should this should change something. You got to change something. Okay, you're doing it like this. You're not having the success. You can still trust the process, but something, maybe you guys need to get up and see the ball go in and get the blood flowing. And LeBron had brought, and Skip, I told you this. You said LeBron needed rest. LeBron didn't need rest. LeBron was in as great a rhythm before this break as that we had seen him in. And I think the break hurt him.
I'm still not sure he could have sustained it, but we'll.
Well, I believe he could have sustained this. There would have been no problem, Skip. I mean, he was shooting it. He was letting it go. I mean, everything seemed to be flowing. And I think this hurt this team more than it hurt anybody else, because they were in a great flow. Skip, there's 7 guys, LeBron, KCP, Danny Green, Deion Waiters, Caruso, Morris, and J.R. Smith. There's 17 of 94 from the three-point line in 4 games. 17 of 94. You ain't beat nobody with that.
Okay. So here's what I think of your team. I think that in the end, LeBron badly needs his co-star to be a superstar. What did we see against Utah? He had a monster game. But one game against Utah, one monster game, does not a monster make. You got to do it routinely and consistently.
We need him to play like he's played against New Orleans.